Hey everyone, welcome to Can't Afford to Record, the YouTube channel where we figure out the art of audio production together. My name is Robby Miller and today I'm going to be checking out how to mix and record some hard rock guitars right here in my basement. So as much as I'm a huge fan of impulse responses and amp simulators and basically anything that'll improve my guitar tone, I also think it's really important when I can to practice miking up my guitar cabinet, because you know what, 2020 has not been the year of gigging. I haven't been able to take this out and mic it up very often, or even just sort of blast my amp right here in my house. So when I do get to do that, it always feels really good, and like I say, I like to practice putting the mics on the cabinet and trying to improve the sound I can. Although, to be honest, all the new plugins and technology and whatnot has become so much more convenient for recording, but I still think it's important to try this every now and then. Like I say, to keep the practice up. So the track this week, I'm using a 57 on the right speaker of my Marshall cab, a 7B, this 7B on the left speaker of my Marshall cab. I'm running through my Amp 1 by bluguitar, and that's basically it. I just wanted to create a hard rock rhythm guitar sound. So it's very Metallica inspired. The bass, I think, has a bit of a Faith No More kind of sound to it, which I really liked. So what I'm about to show you, I think, is the finished mix. But I could honestly mix for weeks and weeks until I was happy with it, and even then I probably still wouldn't be very happy with it. But this is what I got so far, and I'm going to take you through my sort of learning and understanding of how I ended up with this sound. I'll probably decide that I don't like some bits from it when I'm actually going through the template here showing you, but I think that's what this is all about, reflecting on what I decided to go with. And so yeah, hard rock guitars, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so you've heard the mix. Let's jump into Logic and see what I was up to, and yeah, just have a little bit of a reflection and see what I did. Okay, so we have got the bass guitar, which you guys heard. This is what the bass sounds like solo. Just in case anybody wants to hear it, sounds like this. Let's have a look at the guitars. So the 7B is on the left, that's this one here. The SM57 is on the right. They're not panned super hard, but you'll see why in a second. And then I've got an octave guitar part, which I didn't actually like all that I recorded. So I actually muted some bits on that, and I'm only using what I want. And this comes in and then automates panning wise, and actually these end up getting automated as well. The Omni Channel, that's what I'm using for this. So there's not a whole lot going on. I'm doing some filtering, and this is what the left sounds like beforehand. So really getting rid of a lot of that low end that doesn't need to be there, or I don't think it needs to be there. For the right is very, very similar. So the right hand side is pretty much doing exactly the same thing, just filtering. And that sounds like this. So I guess I was just taming that bottom end a bit more. Also on the left, I do remember that I boosted some 8K, I think it was. Yeah, boosting some 8K there. And then for the octave guitar part, I'm very much doing the same thing again. I am just using the Scheps Omni Channel. I'm doing some filtering. There is some saturation going on there. That gives me some nice harmonics right at the beginning here on that section. And then I've got some harmony octaves coming in here. Now you can see on this part, I'm automating the panning. And I kind of felt, because before originally I had the left, hard left, I had the SM57 hard right, and then I had the octaves coming in, and they were panning left and right as well, I believe, but it didn't really end up being what I wanted. So what I have going on here is, I'll play you all these parts now. I have these two guitars, like I say, somewhat left, somewhat right, but then when the octave comes in, they actually go hard left and right, and the octave just plays around between the middle, and goes between the sides there. So I thought that ended up being quite a good balance. Let me know what you think, but this is what they sound like together. So that was fun to mess with. And then finally, we are over at the summed guitar track here. And this is, again, the Scheps Omni Channel. And I am doing a little bit of saturation, more filtering. I've got a little bit of the thump, which is a really nice feature, I think. I'm controlling a little bit DS-wise. And then let's see what else. I think that was it, and some compression as well. Now, listening to it back in solo, it makes me think, oh, that maybe doesn't sound as good. But I think when it gets into the mix, it does work. And I've also got everything going to a parallel compression bus as well. And I think that's what brings up some of that higher end detail that gets lost. So for the mix, I think it works. And I'm really trying hard not to mix in solo, not to keep soloing everything. And I'm pretty sure I stayed true to that, as probably more than I've ever done before. Is I basically mixed this with all the tracks playing and EQing and compressing that way, and not going into solo too much. So actually hearing it back in solo quite a lot now is sort of making me think, oh, did I make the right decision? But I think I did. And that's what I'm going to stick to, especially as, you know, this is just another week, another video, another project idea. Next week's going to be different. And, you know, like I keep saying, these videos are going to be really fun to come back and revisit sometime and see what I was doing. Was I doing it right back then? Was I doing it wrong back then? So that's the idea with all of this and the channel in general. Everything is getting sent to a parallel compression track where I'm using the Smasher by Pulsar, and that is an all button in, basically 1176 kind of vibe, which is fun. I like it. And then everything is getting sent to the mix bus. And now the mix bus is basically where I can control the volume of all the tracks together. And then that is getting sent to what I call the mix plus, which is basically mix bus plus processing. And that is using the SSL channel for some EQ. So I'm boosting a little bit of 8K, taking out a little bit of 500, and then boosting a little bit of 200. And then that is going into Logic's SSL mix bus style compressor. And then that is it. That is the whole track. So I guess the question is, did I achieve what I set out to do? I think I did. I mic'd up my guitar cabinet, I captured the sound, I manipulated the sound to achieve that hard rock guitar goodness. I think a lot of improvement could be done from the front end. So maybe double tracking everything and using a different guitar. Maybe even playing with my guitar amp a little bit more. Sometimes I'm very much throw and go. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's grab it. When I think maybe I could have spent a bit more time with the guitar amp, really EQing that and getting it right, going in a lot more. So I think I did achieve what I wanted to achieve, But I think it could definitely be better. And I think, like I say, from the front end of things. And then, hopefully there's less messing around, less editing to do in the DAW. But overall, I think I've set myself a nice benchmark here to improve on for hard rock, rhythm guitars. And yeah, I look forward to sort of doing an episode 2 of this, episode 3, and so on in the future to see how I improve. So let me know, do you do anything similar when you record hard rock rhythm guitars? Let me know what you do. Do you have a whole chain of plugins? I obviously kept it just to the Omni Channel strip plugin from Waves, as that was fun to use just to sort of really make the workflow easier. But perhaps you have your own chain and your own workflow. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe you can leave it in the comments below exactly what you do to your hard rock rhythm guitars to achieve that big rock sound. But I think that's it from me. Thank you so much for checking out the video today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, maybe consider leaving a thumbs up. If you liked it more than that, then perhaps you might want to subscribe here on Can't Afford to Record. We'll be pleased to have you here. And until next time, see you soon.